Why is Mario Kart World on the Nintendo Switch 2 selling for $90, while a massive game like Red Dead Redemption 2 launched at just $60? RDR2 cost around $400 million to make, while Mario Kart reportedly cost less than $50 million. So what's going on here? Is Nintendo overcharging us? Or is there more to the story? Let's break it down. Red Dead Redemption 2, the epic Western adventure by Rockstar Games, and Mario Kart, specifically the new Mario Kart World for the Switch 2. The claim: RDR2 cost a whopping $400 million to develop and sold for $60, while Mario Kart World cost less than $50 million, using reused assets, and Nintendo wants to sell it for $90. How can Nintendo justify this price when RDR2, a much more expensive game to make, sold for so much less? Let's start with the development costs. First up, Red Dead Redemption 2. The Post says it cost around $400 million to make from the ground up. I did some digging, and according to a Reddit thread citing Wikipedia, RDR2's budget was between $370 and $540 million. So $400 million is right in that range, totally plausible. RDR2 took years to develop, with a massive team creating one of the most detailed open-world games ever. We're talking about a 60-plus hour story, insane graphics, and a living, breathing Wild West. That kind of quality doesn't come cheap. Since this is a new game for the Switch 2, we don't have official numbers, but let's look at the Mario Kart franchise. Games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe often reuse tracks, character models, and engines from previous titles, which keeps costs down. Industry estimates for a AAA Nintendo game like this typically range from $20 to $50 million. Mario Kart World is being called the most ambitious entry yet, with 24-player races and an open world, so it might be on the higher end, maybe close to $50 million. But even then, that's still a fraction of RDR2's budget. Next, let's look at the selling prices. RDR2 sold for $60, and that's spot on. When RDR2 launched in 2018 on PS4 and Xbox One, its standard edition retailed for $59.99, the standard price for AAA games back then. Fast forward to 2025, and Mario Kart World is priced at $90 for the physical version and $80 for the digital version, according to a recent Kotaku article. So the Post's claim of $90 is correct for the physical copy. But here's where things get tricky. $60 in 2018 and $90 in 2025 aren't exactly the same when you factor in inflation, tariffs, and market changes. First, let's talk about the economic context. RDR2 launched in 2018, when $60 was the norm for AAA games. By 2025, the standard price for new games on PS5 and Xbox Series X has jumped to $70, and Nintendo's following suit with the Switch 2. Inflation plays a role. Things just cost more now than they did 7 years ago. But there's more. On April 2nd, 2025, new U.S. tariffs were announced on foreign goods, including from countries like Vietnam and Cambodia, where Nintendo manufactures a lot of its stuff. Another factor is market size. RDR2 launched on multiple platforms: PS4, Xbox One, and later PC, reaching a huge audience. It sold over 65 million copies as of 2024, making billions for Rockstar. Mario Kart World, on the other hand, is exclusive to the Switch 2. That smaller audience means Nintendo might need a higher price to make the same kind of profit. Plus, the Switch 2 itself costs $450, so Nintendo's betting fans will pay a premium for its games. There's another piece to this puzzle: how these games make money after launch. RDR2 has microtransactions through Red Dead Online. You can buy gold bars, like 25 for $9.99, to get in-game stuff faster. That's extra revenue on top of the $60 base price. Now, let's talk about what you're actually getting for your money. RDR2 is a cinematic masterpiece, 60-plus hours of story, exploration, and detail. It's like an interactive movie with endless things to do. Mario Kart World is all about fun, replayable multiplayer races. It's got 24-player support, an open world to race through, and that classic Nintendo polish. One ex-user called RDR2 an interactive film, and said Mario Kart is actually fun, which sparked some debate. Honestly, it's about what you value. RDR2 gives you depth. Mario Kart gives you endless party vibes. But does that justify $90? That's the big question. So, is Nintendo overcharging for Mario Kart World? On one hand, their development costs are way lower than RDR2's, maybe 10% of what Rockstar spent. But on the other hand, they're dealing with tariffs, inflation, and a smaller market. RDR2's $60 price in 2018 was supported by a huge audience and microtransactions, while Nintendo's $90 in 2025 reflects today's economic reality. I get why fans are frustrated. $90 is a lot for a game that might not feel as big as RDR2, but Nintendo knows their audience loves Mario Kart, and they're banking on that loyalty. Whether that's worth it is up to you.